Hey, what's going on everybody? It's ETAPRIME back here again. This is going to be a quick one, but I wanted to talk about this brand new handheld that's coming to market. It's actually up on Kickstarter right now. It's known as the PiMax Portal. And PiMax has actually been on the scene for a little while. They're really known for their VR headsets, which do get pretty expensive, but they've got some high-end displays, and that's really the main claim to fame when it comes to this new handheld. Because it's got a 5.5-inch 4K QLED with a mini LED backlight display in it, and it's got detachable controllers, kind of just like the Switch. But they also have a lower-end model, which still has a 4K display, but it's only an LCD display. And they're going to be offering a bunch of different accessories for this, like a headset that this kind of slides down inside of, making it a VR headset. We've got those detachable controllers, so you've got those as kind of your VR controls. Because on the rear of the unit, there's actually 5 cameras, and they've brought 6 degrees of freedom to this handheld for the first time. Really great for augmented reality and things like that. But you know, one of the main things that I would want to use this for is just as a handheld, a gaming handheld. And when it comes to using this handheld like that, it could definitely be done, but this is actually running Android because we've got that Qualcomm XR2. It's an 8-core 64-bit ARM CPU up to 2.84 gigahertz. And for the GPU, we've got the Adreno 650. With the Portal QLED, we get 8 gigabytes of RAM and 250 gigabytes of storage, plus it's got a micro SD card slot. It's got that 4K 5.5-inch 144Hz QLED with a mini LED backlight display, which I'm sure looks really good, but it's definitely a little smaller to get, a 4K resolution. Of course, it's still going to be really compact, and I'm sure it's going to be a really clean picture. But over here on this side, as you can see, they also have an LCD version. And with this, it's going to come in cheaper. You can pick it up with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage. And this is also offering a 144Hz display. And really, the only differences I'm seeing here between the QLED and the LCD are kind of the viewing angles and pixels per inch, or pixels per density. So 140 degrees on the QLED version, 60 degrees on the LCD version, which is definitely a given. I'm sure it's an IPS LCD and it would definitely get the job done, but when it comes to specs, they're going to perform exactly the same. But that's not all of it. They're also talking about kind of a docking station with detachable modules, like a 60 gigahertz wave adapter. And we've taken a look at 50 gigahertz wave adapters on the channel, and what it will do is basically send video signal with no lag whatsoever up to a certain distance without any walls blocking you. It does work well, and I'm actually excited to see what they can do with this. But it does seem like a lot of accessories just to make this a bigger screen. And basically, it takes the 5.5-inch handheld and turns it into an 8.8-inch handheld. They've got a couple different adapters, like that 60 gigahertz wave. They've also got a 5G module that you can attach to it, or even a larger battery. And of course, this is still going to be powered by that Snapdragon X2 because we've just placed that 5.5-inch handheld inside of here, so you'll need something else to kind of stream from. And basically what I've seen with Wave is it works over HDMI, so it's going to send that signal directly to the handheld. But they're also talking about selling a mini PC with a built-in battery and a Ryzen 6800U so you can stream from it. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff that they want to do with this. They also showed off a more powerful kind of custom desktop that they want to also manufacture. It'll definitely be more powerful than the mini PC they showed off, but here's those modules being attached. They've also got that 5G module and an extra battery just to get a lot more battery life out of this. And with the Snapdragon X2, by itself, it'll handle any Android game on the market, even something like Genshin Impact, really well. But yeah, this is just kind of the docking system that they showed off. It adds an 8.8-inch 120Hz display, and you can attach those extra modules to the PiMax. Before we move over to their Kickstarter page and check out the pricing, like I mentioned, they do a lot of VR. So they've got the PiMax Crystal, which does look like a pretty beefy VR headset. And this is actually included in some of the bundles. So just keep that in mind. I actually got a little bit confused about this because I didn't know they created the Crystal also. And moving over to the Kickstarter page, we can get a good idea of how much this thing is going to cost. Now, they are offering a few different packages here. And keep in mind, when it comes to the handheld, they have 2 different models. They've got the Portal with an LCD, it's still a 4K display, and they've also got the higher end Portal with that QLED display and a mini LED backlight. So obviously, the QLED with the mini LED backlight is going to be more expensive, but checking out their tiers over here, starting out $299 for the base model. It's got that 4K LCD display, 8GB of RAM, 128GB of storage. And this is an early bird price, so $300. Moving down a bit more, for $399, you can get the LCD version of the Portal with 8GB of RAM and a little more storage, well, a lot more storage, 256GB. For $49, you get the base handheld, 128GB of storage, and their VR headset, which this thing slides inside of. Now, to get the QLED, and going into this, that's the one that I would definitely want to use, or at least want to check out, you're going to have to go on up to $549, and this is just for the base Portal QLED. So you get the handheld, 8GB of RAM, 256GB of storage, and a USB Type-C cable. And you can just keep going down the list here. I mean, they're going to throw a few more things at it, but I think their most expensive non-distributor bundle comes with the Portal QLED. You get the VR Headset Pro with the 6000 mAh battery. You get the VR controller sleeves, which you can detach these and you put them right in there. And you get their Crystal VR headset. I will admit, it looks like a really awesome VR headset, but I'm never going to spend that much on a headset. Personally, I like the Quest 2, works out just fine for my needs. But yeah, I mean, for the base handheld, $299, or, everybody's going to want that QLED, and that one there is starting at $549. So that's not even including, the extras. You got the headset that it slides inside of. You've also got kind of their extension screen, which brings it up from a 5.5 inch to an 8.8 inch, 120 hertz refresh rate. Do think this also comes with their AMD mini station. So there's a lot of stuff to consider when picking something like this up. For the base handheld, you can get by running Android on it. You can play your favorite cloud games and everything like that with a 4K LCD display at $299. I mean, for some people, it might be worth it, but, I'd actually like to see what their full package is running with, the QLED Portal and their 8.8 inch extension screen that comes with the AMD mini station. I can guarantee you that the extension station is going to cost a lot more than $299. So by the end, I mean, you'd have $1,000 into this whole setup here. I'm personally not sure if I'm going to back the Kickstarter or not. I would love to see this display, but it's not offering enough power just in its handheld form factor to justify that price, at least for me. But for some people, it might definitely be worth it. And that kind of leads us into my big question and why I made this video. Of course, I did want to show it off. I thought it was a cool concept. But I'm really interested in what everybody else thinks about this. I mean, is this something that you would want to pick up at a $299 price tag? And really, I'm talking about the LCD model, because at $549, it's really hard to swallow. I know it's got a beautiful display, but it is a smaller 5.5 inch display. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think about this new handheld. If this is something you're interested in, let me know why down below. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. And like always, thanks for watching.